I'm Shine Hollis. This is Interesting Asia, and right now I am in Kuala Lumpur with a goal in hand. That is to secure the Thailand non-immigrant marriage visa. What's the process like? Is it easier to do here in Kuala Lumpur than say somewhere else in Southeast Asia? Well, come along with me as we find out. The Thailand non-immigrant visa for marriage. If you, like me, have a Thai partner, you have probably looked into getting this for yourselves. It is something that should be easy, but is actually quite a confusing maze of different requirements. It seems like every embassy or every consulate in Asia basically has this weird set of requirements that can vary. This is why I have chosen Kuala Lumpur to do my latest, I guess you could say, visa run. I found the process here was a little more streamlined. On the website, they have actually a handy little checklist that tells you every single document you need, which can be different than some of the other embassy websites you'll see. And not only that, but the process itself was actually pretty straightforward. You went online, you reserved an appointment. So I'm looking forward to what will hopefully be a easy visa experience, although given my previous attempts to get a Thai visa, I know rarely ever is anything easy, but fingers crossed. So yep, got the checklist, got all my documents, and the always unflattering passport photos. Let's try to get a non-immigrant marriage visa for Thailand. The most important part of the entire Thai visa application process is being prepared. So with that in mind, let's go over the steps to make sure you're prepared before you head to KL with your visa application in hand. Step 1 is you must make an appointment online. You cannot show up to the Thai embassy in KL and apply for a visa. Everyone is now required to book that appointment online, which you can do via the link in the description of this video. You can make a reservation up to 14 days in advance. More importantly, do not wait until the last minute, as slots tend to book up fast. Once you have completed that, you will receive a text message with a link that has a QR code that you will be required to present to security upon your arrival at the embassy. Step 2 is to prepare all your documents. As I mentioned, before you go, print off the application pack on the embassy's website for the respective visa you are applying for. This contains not only the visa application, but also that checklist of required documents you will need to present when applying. This should be done before you arrive to the embassy. There are no hard copies or printing services available on site. If you do not have something in hand, you will be told to leave and come back when it is in your possession. With your appointment booked and documents in hand, it is time to go to the embassy. On the day of your appointment, you're going to want to head to the Thai embassy in KL, and you want to be there roughly about 20 minutes before your scheduled appointment time. This is actually a pretty easy embassy to get to using public transit. Simply take the LRT Red Line to Ampang Park. You will want to exit and head towards Intermark Mall. Eventually, you exit the mall and walk down Jalan Ampang Street on the left side of the street. It takes, I'd say, 15 minutes to get to the embassy from the station if you're walking. Do note though, it can be kind of muggy and you may get a little sweaty on your journey. I am back for my trip to the Thai embassy here in Kuala Lumpur, where I just finished filing my application for the non-immigrant marriage visa. How was the experience? Quite smooth, all things considered. So my appointment time was scheduled for 10:30. It's important to note this is not an appointment per se. It's simply the time when you can sort of go and wait for your number to be called. So my appointment time was 10:30. I got to the embassy about 20 minutes early as recommended, but you're probably not going to get called. In fact, you won't get called before that. But yeah, so 10:30 hit. My number didn't get called until 10:36, which again, I'm not complaining about that. If you've ever had to wait at some of the other embassies or consulates in Southeast Asia, a 6-minute wait, that is nothing. There is one piece of advice, or let me give a public service announcement about the experience. If you do not have all of your documents, you are not going to get past. Like, don't sit there and negotiate or try to haggle with the person at the counter. On this occasion, there were multiple people who did not have all of their required documents, and in particular, bank statements. And they spent 10, 15 minutes trying to negotiate with the person at the counter. Look, I know it's frustrating, and I know it can be disappointing. In fact, my biggest concern before I left Bangkok to come here was, do I have everything? Am I going to get rejected? And I double and I triple check. One of the reasons why I picked Kuala Lumpur specifically was because the embassy has a checklist of all of the documents you'll need on their website to prevent this sort of thing. However, for some reason, people just cannot comprehend this or follow this. So, like I said, when I was there, there were at least 3 different people who didn't have a particular document. And look, it sucks. It sucks to be in that position. But instead of just moving on and regrouping and getting what they need, they sat there and they just tried to negotiate, and it just holds up the process for everyone. If you don't have all of the documents, just move along. Like, I can sympathize with you about the annoyingness of the process, but you're not getting in. You're not getting that visa. So that was one of the things that potentially could have derailed this experience. But again, I think everyone there working at the Kuala Lumpur Thai embassy did a good job of, just trying to move things along, obviously not be confrontational. And yeah, 6 minutes from my scheduled appointment time to submitting my documents. I think I was there in total, if we include the 20-minute wait beforehand, I was out of there before 11. So now we just have to wait and see what comes back on Monday. Again, and then we'll note this too here while I'm talking. It is a 1 business day turnaround. So I'm applying on a Friday, which means I can pick my passport up with the visa the next day, Monday, after 2:30 p.m. at the embassy. So again, a quick turnaround time. That's another thing I know can be a pain point, is not all of the embassies have exactly how long it will take. But here in Kuala Lumpur, it is 1 business day. So all that's left to do, I guess, is enjoy KL and see if my visa is in my passport come Monday. The final step is to pick up your passport. Go back to the Thai embassy with your receipt and collect your passport. The embassy will begin handing them out at 2:30 p.m. and it stays open until 4 p.m. And I've heard this deadline is very firm. If you show up at 4:01, you will not get your passport. If that does happen to you, you'll be required to come back the following day. No appointment is needed to collect your passport. Applying for a Thai visa in Kuala Lumpur was surprisingly easy if you can follow directions. Everything you need can be found online, so there is no excuse to not be prepared. Those who are prepared, of course, will get in and get out in no time at all. There is always a bit of paranoia heading to pick up your visa at a Thai embassy. There's always this concern, well, what if something's wrong? What if I'm rejected? It's more just over worrying than anything else. But yeah, if this does sound like you, don't worry, it happens to lots of people. However, the time has come. I have to see if that visa sticker is in my passport or not. As you can see the Thai embassy behind me, it is very much mission accomplished here in Kuala Lumpur. Quite frankly, this was one of the easiest and best visa experiences I have ever gone through since I've moved to Thailand some 12-ish years ago. So if you are looking to apply for the non-immigrant marriage visa like myself, I can highly recommend Kuala Lumpur if you want something easy, straightforward, without a lot of fuss. That does it for me. I'm Sharon Hollis. This is Interesting Asia, and make sure you keep it interesting.